Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It is time for another update. Okay, another life update. A lot has changed, including your girl getting engaged. So there's just so much to update y'all on. So let's literally hop right into this story time, this life update. Let's do it. All right, y'all. So like I said, I recently got engaged. It still feels so crazy to say that I'm a whole fiance. Sometimes I like forget, and then someone will be like, are you engaged? Or they like see my ring and I'm like, oh yeah, I am. So it's been like a whirlwind, and wedding planning has been a lot. I feel like no one told me wedding planning is literally a full-time job. So having a full-time job and everything else I'm juggling on top of planning a wedding is no easy task, but I am just so grateful and just feel so blessed like that I'm in this position and God has blessed me with this opportunity. So I'm just so grateful for that. But let's get into the story time of how I got proposed to and all of that and how that ended up going. But it's me not knowing and me actually being surprised, because I really thought in my head that I would probably know. He really kept it under wraps. So let's get into it. So the proposal happened on January 1st, 2024. And I think that's probably how he got away with it, because I would not have guessed like a holiday, a birthday, nothing like that. So that's what got me. That's how I think he did it, because I was not thinking that on January 1st I'll get proposed to. Like, it's New Year's Day. The night before, we were both at church, at our church services going into the new year. So we had long nights, and that was number one of why I didn't guess it. But in hindsight, I'm realizing that there were like hints kind of scattered throughout the day that I should have picked up on, and I should have realized that it was gonna happen. And I didn't. So I do feel a little oblivious. But all right, so let's get into it. So for context, so the night before the proposal, it was a day before the proposal, either a day or two. I had gone out to get dinner with one of my really good friends, and we were just talking about our plans for the new year. And I told her one of my goals was to start dressing up more. I felt like in the past couple years I kind of haven't been dressing up as much, like not really doing everything I used to do. Like in college I had a whole lot of time to be doing that, and adulting really gets you. So I was talking to her about that, and she was like, why don't you start tomorrow, as in like New Year's Day? And I was like, yeah, like you kind of have a point. And she's like, what are your plans for New Year's Day? And I was like, oh, me and my boyfriend at the time, we're just gonna go and grab some dinner, because we usually see each other on New Year's Day. He loves to like make sure we spend quality time on New Year's Day, so sometimes we'll go out for lunch or just make sure we see each other on that day, like the first day of the year. So he had said that we were gonna go to a nice restaurant, so I'm not thinking much of it. I'm just like, it's gonna be quality time with him. We do this every year. I'm not really trying to do anything extra. He did tell me that the restaurant had like a dress code, so I was like, okay, like I'll probably wear like a dress or something, but no makeup, nothing crazy. It's New Year's Day. And she was like, yeah, you should wear makeup. And I was telling her what kind of dresses I'm thinking of, and she was like, I think you should wear this one. Whole time this girl was taking pictures and sending them to my sister. Literally sending the pictures to my sister so that my sister could know what I had planned on wearing. And it's a good thing my nails were already done that day. They were a little grown out, but they were done, so that didn't give it away either. So she was like, what are you gonna do with your hair? And I was like, I don't know, like maybe I'll wear it up, maybe I'll wear it like to the back. She was like, I think it looks good up. So she was giving me her advice on the outfit, but I didn't think anything of it, because in our friendship we've kind of always done that. Like I've always kind of been like, hey, what are you gonna wear? She's like, I'm gonna wear this. And so we both really like fashion and we bonded over that, so I didn't think anything of that. And then I get home and she's like, try on the dress and like send it to me. So I try on the dress, send her a video of me in the dress, and I'm like, oh, it's bringing me back, because we used to do this all the time. So I'm again not thinking anything of it. And then the day of the proposal, New Year's Day, my sister is like, what are you gonna wear? Homegirl comes into my room and is like, starts looking through my closet. She's like, you don't have anything else to wear? Because I wanted to wear this one dress, and I'll put a video of it in here somewhere. I wanted to wear this one dress, but I'm glad she talked me out of wearing it, because if I wore it for the proposal, I probably wouldn't have liked it. So she kind of talked me out of wearing that dress and talked me into wearing something else. So I ended up wearing that other dress when I went out to dinner with my friend. She was like, yeah, I don't really like that dress. That dress is like, it's not good. So I'm like, in my feelings, like, I'm like, dang, like, she really doesn't like what I had planned on wearing to this date night. And I'm thinking it's just date night. So I finally end up wearing like a black, white, and red dress that I liked and looked good on me, but I was just like, you know, it's date night. It's, again, not thinking anything of it. I do my hair and she's like, you're gonna do your hair like that? I'm like, this girl is going so in. I'm like, why is she going so hard on what I'm wearing, how I'm deciding to wear my hair, my makeup? And I did my makeup and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna wear lashes. She's like, you're not gonna wear lashes? Like, do I not look good without the lashes right now? So she coerces me to put on the lashes. I put on the lashes and I'm like, okay, I look cute. But I was like, it feels like a little much, but maybe I'll get some like pictures out of it or whatever. We end up driving into the North End. So he had put reservations for us at the North End. So we're driving into the North End and we end up finding parking, and we have reservations at this really, really nice steakhouse. Like, it was beautiful, and I have a video on my TikTok. It was a beautiful steakhouse. We've never been there before, very upscale, and it was just beautiful. So we go in, they had like some Christmas decor up, and we walk over to the restaurant. We have like a really nice dinner, but I realized he was kind of rushing the dinner. And so we're eating and the food is really good. I'm just like, oh, this is so nice. We're talking, we're catching up. And then he's just like, oh, we're ready for the check to the waiter. I was like, why is he in a rush? Like, we just got here. And maybe we were there for like an hour around there, and he was like, we're ready for the check. So I'm like, dang. So I'm like, you know, dang, why was it such a rush? Because obviously, you know, we don't live together, and our dates and when we hang out in person, we really value those because we don't get to see each other all the time. So I'm like, dang, he's really in a rush. He's really pressed to go somewhere. So I'm like, you know, what do you have to do? Where do you have to be? And he says that one of his friends is having a photo shoot. A photo shoot. And mind you, the photo shoot location that he mentioned is closer to where he lives. And I live further away. So I'm like, why would you... And he had picked me up that day too. So I'm like, why would you take me with you to the photo shoot location that's closer to your home and then bring me back to my home that is in a completely opposite direction? And I'm like, yeah, I don't really need to go. Like, that doesn't make sense logistically. You could just bring me home. That's fine. And he was like, no, I really want you to go. And the person who's having the photo shoot really wants you to come too. They miss you. And mind you, I haven't seen that person in a while. So I'm like, oh yeah, it'd be nice to see them. So that was the selling point for me. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll go if you want me to go that bad. So I end up going with him to the photo shoot location, which was really the space and studio that he had reserved to propose to me in. There was no photo shoot. The photo shoot was for us, actually. It wasn't even for that friend. So I'm like, okay, you know, it's whatever. We end up going, we park, and I get a phone call from my younger sister. And she's like panicking. She's like, I'm like really stressed about something. I really need to talk to you right now. And I was like, oh, I'm like in the middle of something. Like, what's going on? She's telling me what's going on, and I'm like assessing the situation. I'm like, okay, this can kind of wait. So I was like, okay, I'll call you back in like 15 minutes, like right after I'm done. I just have to do something really quick. He said that he had to drop off a package to the photo shoot for this friend. So I'm on the phone with my sister was like, no, I really need you. Mind you, after the fact, I realized she was stalling because they weren't ready in the photo shoot studio. And my fiance is like, my boyfriend at the time was like, hey, you know, like we gotta go upstairs. And I was like, you know, my sister's like, she really needs me right now. Is it okay if I just like, if you just go and I'll wait outside? And he was like, no, 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 you have to go. Mind you, I was wearing heels too, so I was like, I think I might take my heels off too. My feet are kind of hurting me. And he was like, are you sure you want to take your heels off? And I was like, okay, maybe not. Maybe I don't want to take my heels off anymore. So I leave my heels on. I'm glad I did. And then all of a sudden my younger sister's like, thanks for helping me out. I gotta go. I was like, okay, that was random. And I was like, okay, well now I, you know, can go upstairs with him. Go upstairs with him. I'm like, where is this photo shoot location? This is like a kind of a sketchy building. This is kind of weird. And he's like, just come on. So we end up going, and he like knocks on the door when we get to the door. Like we get off the elevator, he like knocks on the door. And I'm like, why is it like so quiet in there? Like it was super quiet. He knocks on the door, and then all of a sudden like the door cracks open a little bit, but I couldn't see anything because I'm like behind him. And he takes like my phone and my bag, and then all of a sudden I hear our song playing in the background. And our song, one of our favorite songs, is Can You Stand the Rain by New Edition. So I hear that song in the background, and I'm like, wait, is this what I think it is? And he opens up the door, and I see like a little arch, and I'm like, no way. And then he starts like grinning from ear to ear, and I'm like, ain't no way. Ain't no way it's like right now. Because mind you, like I had known that we've talked about getting married. Like we talked about getting married and things like that. We both knew that it was something that we wanted to do, and we wanted to commit to each other in that way. However, the timing of it was always up in the air. I had no idea. I would have thought maybe it'd be an anniversary, not New Year's Day. So I'm shocked, like jaw on the floor. I immediately start crying because I walk in and I see my sister and I see other people I know. So I immediately start crying. I'm just like, I cried like the whole night, to be honest, like tears everywhere, and just such happy tears. And we go inside, and I blacked out for a minute. I like came back, and like my eyes were just so wide. I was like, what is happening? Is this real? And he says his little speech, shares with me what he wanted to share and get off his chest. And all I see is like cameras flashing here and there. And then he gets down on a knee and asks me to marry him. And I was like, yeah, of course. Yes, of course. Mind you, like in between tears, I'm like, yes, of course. And puts the ring on my finger. And from there, I was just crying the whole night, the whole night long. And so he proposes. I give him a huge hug. I'm just so like overjoyed at that point. And it was all the details, like even, you know, the box that held the ring was my favorite color, and it was just beautiful decor that a good friend of ours did, and it was just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful through and through. And then it turned into like a little bit of a party, like an engagement party in a sense. And next thing I know, like people are coming in, like my dad comes in and the family comes in and my friends come in, like people who drove pretty far to get there. So that makes me even more emotional, like seeing all my friends and family there to support us. I just started crying even more. And then they had food, there was music, there was like little speeches. Like he did a speech. I was like, I'm so in shock, I don't know what to say. That was my speech. And we had like a beautiful prayer that my dad did, and one of our friends sung a song for us, and it was just so beautiful, so beautiful. We had a little bit of worship in there, and it was just such a perfect proposal for us. And having that balance of like the intimate moment of him asking me to marry him and then getting to celebrate with our family and friends afterwards was everything I ever wanted. And I'm so grateful that it turned out the way it did, when it did. And that's the proposal story. So in hindsight, yes, a girl was shocked. I literally had no idea, but I should have known. Everyone was too pressed about what I was gonna wear and how I was gonna do my hair and my makeup and whether I was wearing lashes or had heels on. So I should have known. And when my boyfriend at the time, now fiance, was pressed to get up out of there, I should have known too.
I've been waiting my whole life to find someone like you, find someone like you. Maybe I want this to last forever. Maybe I want this. Can we make this last forever? Nothing's ever perfect. Find someone like you. Find someone like you. Yeah.
But that is the end of my proposal engagement story. Now we are just in the process of planning our wedding, and we've gotten so much done. So if you all want videos on how the wedding planning process is going, I would love to share that with y'all. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and please make sure to follow me on all my other social media platforms. I am on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all at As Told by Brandy, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye y'all.